I was gonna hit something. Uh, Welcome to Look Around Florida. All your news and updates going on with the SCV, OCR, and UDC. Uh, I have a guest tonight. I have Rick Roberts. He has some updates to give us here in a little bit. Uh, I do want to remind everybody, not this weekend, next weekend. We are doing a retirement party for David King. He is retiring from the Florida Mechanized Cavalry. He's going to be moving on to bigger and better things uh, for next year. So that would be the 7th to the 9th at Great Hammock. Uh, so with Rick coming on, he's going to be giving us some updates about the Jacksonville Soldiers Monument dedication, which is November 15th. Uh, Chip, Linda Hudson, Bob Highball, Jeff Rowe, Laura Schultz, and Wilfred Owens from Virginia. Wow. Let me turn this on just as I'm getting set up. Wanted to say welcome to all of our guests that are joining tonight uh, from Florida or from afar. When you join the chat, just like everybody else is doing, let me know who you are and if you represent SCV, Camp OCR, or UDC. Like Wilford said, hello from Virginia. Glad y'all could be here tonight. I do appreciate it. Just mark your calendars, November 29th at the American Legion in Arcadia from 10 to 3. They are doing their annual Christmas party. We got Annette Lindsay in the house. Woohoo! So please mark your calendars for November the 29th. And I want to say happy Samhain to everybody out there. If you do not know what Samhain is, was an ancient Celtic festival marking the end of the harvest and the beginning of winter, celebrating around October 31st to November 1st. It is considered the predecessor to the modern day Halloween. It was a time when the ancient Celts delivered the veil between the living and the dead, thinning, allowing spirits to cross over and celebrating involves bonfires, costumes, rituals to honor the dead and ward off evil spirits. A little bit of history on what Halloween was actually called before it hit America. Little history lesson there. Welcome, AOT Councilman Roy Hudson. So we do have some updates. I'm going to go more into the Lee Jackson dinners that are coming up. I do want to give a shout out to the Major James Patterson Anderson Camp, 1595 West Palm Beach, Florida. They did an awesome job this weekend putting on a life celebration for our late, great Jimmy Shirley. I had a good time hanging out with multiple division members. Some I don't really get a chance to see on a regular basis. Uh, Pete Johnson, the adjutant, did send this in, so let me run through it real quick. There we go. All right, guys. Yes. If you don't understand the straw hat, a lot of us do that are, hey, Victor, that are in reenacting here in the state of Florida. We used to have a group that was pretty dominant called the Straw Hats. Jimmy Shirley was a member of that. So as you can tell in the picture, that's why that straw hat is there to represent him and the fallen straw hats. That was his hat that he wore during the reenactments. As you can tell, this is at the beginning when you had Pete Johnson and Warren getting it, getting everything kicked off for the life celebration. As you can tell, I'm in this picture. So is Betty, Jim Odell, Pete Johnson, and Greg Kaloff. Warren did his. Warren is the camp commander in West Palm Beach. For a lot of you that don't know, so he read the resolution. Anytime you have a fallen member in the SCV, we notify division and national. National sends us a resolution, and this is what Warren was reading at that time for Jimmy Shirley. As you can tell, AOT Councilman Roy Hudson was there. Jim Odell, Brigade Commander Jim Odell. Yes, that's me. And Greg Kaloff behind me. Greg Kaloff is one of those members that I don't really get to see that often, but he's a good friend, been a friend of mine for many years. This is what Pete Johnson sent in, not me. This guy that played the bagpipes, Roy helped me out. What camp was he in? He did an awesome job playing Amazing Grace and a couple other songs on the bagpipes. There's Pete Johnson. What's he holding up as a speaker because they were playing Jimmy Shirley's one of his favorite songs. That you got the bagpiper to the left of the bagpiper. That is Jimmy Shirley's brother. Linda Hudson was in attendance. More members of the Southeast region. Oh, thanks, Roy. Pete Johnson and Greg Kaloff. Warren. Various members of the UDC over there in the East Coast. There's Pete Johnson and Warren. There, as I said, as you can tell by this picture, there was quite a bit of people there. I was told between 35 and 40 people were there at the life celebration. Yeah, that's me and Kim Colors. Kim Colors has been a guest on before, and he loves talking about the Confederate Navy. So if you're looking for somebody to come talk to your camp about the Confederate Navy, hit up Kim Colors. There you go. Greg Kaloff did taps. The rifle salute. Jim Odell getting the cannon ready. There you go. And this is some of the pictures at the afterwards. As I said, there's division members there that I don't really get a chance to see that often because majority of the people that was there was Southeast. I was there from my area, Jeff Cotton from his area. Ready. Like I said, it was a beautiful send off for Jimmy Shirley. I was not expecting to speak, but I spoke from the heart on my experiences with Jimmy Shirley over the years. Started out reenacting, then once I got involved with the SCV, so it's truly beautiful. I'm glad I went and was a part of it. So, hope everybody's having good tonight. We got Dylan and Leon watching. We got Beth in the channel. There we go. All right. I'm gonna go back into talking about the the Lee Jackson celebrations. Let's hear from our adjutant, Rick Roberts. Thanks, Linda. That PDF that was sent to me was by Pete Johnson. So, guys, if you see Pete, give him thank you, please. All right, guys. Here's Rick Roberts, our division adjutant.
Good evening.
What you up to?
Oh, not much. Hey, you were giving your history lesson earlier on Sam Hain being the 31st. You know, the 31st is also Reformation Day. Yeah, October 31st of 1517 is when Martin Luther nailed the 95 Theses to the church door of Wittenberg, Germany, which started, actually, it was not to start the Protestant Reformation. It was actually, the reason that they did that was to start that was their way to start a debate. He wanted to debate in order to reform the church. But it led, of course, as we all know, to the Protestant Reformation, which is why we have churches outside of the Roman Catholic Church now. But that was also on October 31st. So that's something else for that date.
Sweet. Thanks for sharing, Rick.
So something else that I wanted to bring up, I forgot to tell you this, Sean. Earlier this week, I was contacted by the Weewahitchka Historical Society. Weewahitchka is a town in Gulf County. On the 15th and 16th of this month, they are doing a cemetery walkthrough of the Jehu Cemetery in their town, and they've actually identified 2 different Confederate soldiers in their cemetery that they want to honor. And they were looking for. They actually asked if the SCV had 2 members who wanted to go out and man those grave sites in period uniform. So I did actually I emailed the Panama City camp to see if anybody out there was willing. So I'm waiting on the response from them. So if somebody out there could let me know, or anybody out that way, if they would be interested, I can put them in charge of the Historic Society out there. They're looking to, I think they have like 20 different people in that cemetery that they were honoring, but they did pick out 2 of the Confederates that are there. In fact, one of them is one of the headstones that the SCV put in a couple years ago. One of the markers that we put in out there. It was one of the people that they selected. So just if anybody, I know there was some interest in trying to start a camp out there in that town. So
cool.
I know you wanted to talk about the Oakwood Cemetery tonight.
Yep, that and any updates you can give us on the Soldiers Monument.
The Soldiers Monument. We'll do that first. That'll be the easier one. The Florida Soldiers Monument dedication on November 15th. We're still working on that. Calvin's plugging away. We're everything's a go. We were there last Saturday, in fact, giving the Kirby Smith Confederate Park a once over, getting it ready. So we are hoping for a large turnout. I know that the CIC of the SCV is planning on attending, and we should have some other dignitaries present. So if you're still planning on attending or you have questions, let us know. There are some hotels nearby that I know Kim put out on Facebook for people. So we're hoping for a large turnout. It seems like the interest has been really good in it. So we're excited. And we're looking forward to a good time.
Sweet. Do you think be okay with Calvin to go live there?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
You heard it from the horse's mouth, guys. I will
Yep,
be going
I'm
live.
sure he would absolutely love that. Yeah,
Figure I ask before I do it.
yeah, should not be a problem at all.
Cool. Because I know Rick knows the park. I've been to the park at least once, and I know others. And so parking's going to be kind of tight. You know.
Actually we've taken care of that.
Oh, okay.
We should have adequate parking. It's not just going to be in the park itself. The area that's next to the park is going to be open for parking. Across the road is open for parking. So we should have adequate parking, and we have some off-site parking too as well. So
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
yeah,
Good to
yeah,
know.
we should have plenty of parking.
I know that's been a question from some of our division members.
Yeah, no, we should have adequate parking for everybody.
Cool. If somebody wants to be involved or help out with color guard or rifle squad, who should they get in contact with?
If they want to do the color guard rifle squad, I would say Jerry Peacock is one that's handling that.
Okay. Cool. Now, you guys are planning on cooking afterwards, right?
Yeah. I was trying to think. I know Chris Bunton and we have another camp member who is going to be having a huge pot of chili. I'm having a senior moment here. His name will come to me in a moment. I can see his face plain as day. But yeah, they're going to have a large. He cooks at Olusty for all of the reenactors there. So.
Oh, okay. I can't think of his name either. I can picture his face.
But yeah, we should be good for that.
Cool. Welcome, Lieutenant Commander David King's in the house. Is there anything that we should suspect? Suspect or not suspect at the monument dedication? Nothing.
No, just good time should be had by all. If you're coming, I would suggest bring a chair. We don't, so that you can be that, you have a place to sit.
Okay.
So, we have a large picnic table and I guess 5 or 6 chairs out there that are permanently out there. Other than that, you're kind of out of luck. So I would say, bring your own folding chair.
Hey, you said his name and he appeared.
Jerry
Peacock. Now, will you have like drinks and water, or should people bring their own?
I would suggest you bring your own.
Okay, so it's a B.O.B.
Yes.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Ready. Anything else going on in the division before you jump into Oaklawn?
No. Other than that, everything. We are coming up to, actually, we are coming up on the new year. Pretty quick here. We'll be through Thanksgiving and Christmas before you know it. So starting in January will be the time for will be the time for those who are going to be running for office. And if you're going to be running for office, we will need to know that so that we can start preparing for that because nominations and elections are this year at Reunion. And so those who are considering running for office need to start thinking about that and know that in January we'll be putting something out, and you'll need to be letting me know so that we can make the necessary preparations for that. We'll have to put together again the like we did last time, the elections committee.
Yep.
So that those that are running for office, everything goes to the election committee. You know, Jerry Peacock was in charge of that 2 years ago. Did an outstanding job. He and the men that were with him, and you know, we didn't have any issues at that election cycle. So hopefully we can do that again this time and get through it just as expeditiously as we did that time. So,
Yep.
But so if you are considering running, now's the time to be getting yourself together and thinking about that.
Speaking of that, please let me know because I want to bring you on Look Around Florida so you can introduce yourself to everybody on who you are, your history, and why you're running.
And by the way, it's Joey Browning who's helping Chris. It just came to me.
Who?
With a chili, Joey Browning.
Oh, yeah.
I knew it would
brain
come.
farts.
I knew it would come. It just took a minute for those cells to find each other.
Hey, like my grandmother used to say, it's sometimers. Sometimes you remember, sometimes you can't.
Great.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good, Jerry. You just have to let me know which office and give it to me. Send it to me in an email.
Yep. Yeah. Also, Jerry, if you are, I have an idea. So
I think he's telling me that. So he's telling me that's his way of saying, I don't want to run that damn committee again.
come on, you did an awesome job.
See, if you're running for office, you can't be on the committee. That's the secret. See, he knows. He learned that.
Exactly.
He'll run for dog catcher or something, so he don't have to do it again. I know. I get it.
He's running for drummer. Drummer of the Florida division. Exactly, Jerry. Yeah. I nominate Jerry Peacock for the division drummer.
I can see through your ploy. I know exactly what you're doing.
Yep.
I'll let Calvin run that one to ground. All right. Let's talk about the good stuff here. Let's talk about Oakwood Cemetery.
Yes, sir.
As y'all know, at the division reunion, we talked about this project with Oakwood Cemetery where they have like 350 unmarked Florida graves for Confederates from Florida that they're according to the VA, they're marked because they have this
block.
They have a little concrete post that's got a number on it. And somewhere you can go at the cemetery site, you can go find a roster that has that has a name that corresponds to the number. The Oakwood Memorial Association is working on getting VA type headstones for each of the veterans that are buried there. And as y'all know, they kind of called us out in the back of the Confederate Veterans Magazine. And so we've decided as a division that we would like to try to answer that call in a good way. So far, between different camps, the division, individuals, the Roses, I think I've counted up 23 headstones have been purchased, or so far, toward that 350. When we talked about it at the division reunion, at the end of that session, compatriot Brian Turner came up to me and said, "Hey, the Order of the Southern Cross has grants that they do different projects on. And I think that if you were to apply for a grant for Oakwood Cemetery in the name of the Florida Division, that they could probably come up with enough money to do this whole list." And so I told him, I said, "Well, okay." I said, "But I want us as a division to do as many as we can, because I want us as a division to be involved in this." So we just left it as it was. And so that, like I said, we got 23 of those taken care of. And as that went on, we I knew the date that I had to have the grant put in. So I filled out all the paperwork. I submitted it, and we waited. And the grants were the Order of the Southern Cross met in late September to vote on their grants to see who got it and who didn't. And Brian Turner is a member of the Order of the Southern Cross, and he is part of the grant committee, which was a benefit to us. And he contacted me the day of, and first he gave me a number less than that, and then he came back and said, "Hey, I got us a little more." So we ended up at the end of the day with a total of $11,000 awarded to the Florida Division by the Order of the Southern Cross towards headstones at Oakwood for Florida Confederate veterans there. And when you add it up at $450 a headstone, that comes out to 24.44444 headstones. So I talked to Calvin and said, "Okay, that's what we got." And Calvin said, "Round it up to 25. The division will make up the difference." So that's what we did. In trying to determine which of the 25 that we were going to do off that list, I said, let's just do it this way. Let's just take the first 25 names, since they're in rows. That list that they gave us that said these are the ones that are ready to go, which was the little short list that I gave out at the reunion. If you remember, there was two lists. There was a list that had like 48 names on it, and then there was a list, or I guess it's a little more than that, about 60 names on it. And then there was the long list that had like 350 or so names that we were still trying to go through and figure out which names were valid, because some of them were doubled. Some of them we can't even, they're like just initials. Some of them, we're Kelly Crocker and I and several others are going through that list and trying to clean that list up for them. But anyway, I took that short list, and I just went down the first 25 names that have not been, some of them have already been, people have picked. So the first 25 that have not been picked were the ones I picked. They're all in rows, so it's the first rows. I figured that'd be the easiest way to do it. And those were the names. And I submitted them to Oakwood, because Oakwood actually received the $11,000 check from the Order of the Southern Cross earlier this week. So it's all done. And so Oakwood's got the names of the ones that we want. They're going to go through those names and make sure that no one in the interim has picked any of those. If they have, they'll let me know, and I'll pick an alternate name, whoever's next on the list.
Oh, okay.
So we can just get it done. And hopefully we'll get that section. Those first. There's actually it was only 3 rows. They're all on 3 rows. Get them all done.
Now, this question has been asked to me by different division members. We talked a little bit before the show as far as my camp. Because it just dawned on me as you were talking about the renderings. I've had other camps that have picked a Confederate veteran there, but they haven't been like 3-6 months when they submitted their money, but they haven't heard anything back. Are you able to comment on that? Or
they actually Oakwood did send me the renderings for all of Florida. So I do have the ones for everyone that we have submitted. But I can tell you that they're mixed in with all the ones that everybody else has submitted. So it is probably 200 renderings. It's a lot. It's a huge file.
So it's not just Florida. It could be Virginia, Texas, or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's, yeah.
Yeah. It's a bunch. It's not an easy file to go through. I can tell you that. In fact, I've had it for I've had it for a little bit. So the headstones have been ordered by them a good 6-8 weeks. So
wow,
they should be.
Is that how long it takes to process, or is that how long are they behind?
Oh no, it probably takes them, they said 3 to 4 months from the time they order them until they get the headstones from the company.
Mm-hmm.
It just takes that long.
Oh, okay. So as soon as they get them in, they'll put them in the ground then?
Well, he said that what they do is they get them and they're lit. I think they're kind of like most of our camps, and that, they have a lot of people in their group, but not everybody goes out and puts in headstones. And when they do it, they usually do it on a Saturday. And they said usually on any Saturday when they go out, they put in about 10, and that's it for the Saturday. And so it takes them a while, to get them all in. So unless y'all all want to get together and all of us make a road trip all one weekend, go help them.
Well, if the division gets a bus, we all can come together.
I don't see that happening. But
okay,
I think they're doing the best they can. I just think that they're like us. They only have so many members that are willing to go out there and put in headstones at a time, and it takes them a while.
Right.
So, but I think they're doing as much as they can, as fast as they can.
It's understandable. They took on a big project.
Yeah, it's a big project, and I think we've kind of surprised them that we put in as many headstones as we have. I don't think they get that response from most people.
Well, that's what happens when you call out the Florida division and we rally.
Yeah. So
cool. All right, we got Mark Best in the house. Welcome, sir. Lieutenant Commander Mark Best.
Yeah, and I agree exactly with what Mark says there. That when I cross over, I hope that I do meet them, and I hope they know that what we did.
Yep. Because I say that all the time. The cemeteries I'm involved with down here in Southwest Florida, I go to every Confederate grave. I talk to them. I spend time with them. And hope to God, when I get up there, I get a big hug, or I give them a big hug. Either way. Oh, there you go. Thanks for that update, Mark.
Yep.
That's good to know, Mark. Thanks for the update.
Yep. And if you want to know the 25 that I put in, I did put the list up on Facebook on our division site. So
Cool.
it's there. I listed all 25.
Annette, is Annette able to see that, or do I need to copy that? And
I think Annette has. I'm pretty sure Annette has access to the division website. If she doesn't, all she got to do is put in. I'll give it to her.
Yep. All right, there you go, Annette. No, I'm not trying to give you more work, but it's good to know.
Wow, Jerry, now you're throwing people under the bus. So noted.
Jerry, before you recommend him, I know Tim personally. You need to call him. He has a lot of stuff in his life going on.
We would not put
that out there.
We would not put anybody in charge of a committee without talking to them first.
Yep. Or recommending them for a committee. But Tim's a great guy. He's the camp commander for the Arcadia camp. Him and his wife Cindy is the vice president for the Order of the Confederate Rose. Well, you do not have to have the blood. If you're interested in joining, she's in the channel, Annette Lindsay. Poke her. Don't poke Rick. Poke Rick if you're looking for a camp in the Florida division.
Yeah.
Or you can poke me. I'll do my best trying to find you one. Alrighty. Rick, thank you for the updates and everything. I did promise I was going to get back into the Lee Jackson dinners. Are you able to comment on yours?
Yeah, ours is going to be. Oh, well, now that you asked me, let me look it up. Ours is going to be on January 25th.
Yep. January 25th. That's a Sunday, isn't it?
It's a Sunday. It'll be at 5 p.m.
Yep.
At its usual place, at Maggiano's.
Oh, you're doing it there again. You
Yep.
must have a good relationship with them. You do it there past 3 years that I know
every
of.
year. Every year.
Yeah.
It's been every year there. Yeah, here recently. At the town center.
Yep. Thank you for that update, Mark. Yes, they are two of the new. I almost said nudist. Two of the newest Guardians. Actually, there's three. The reason I know that because I helped them out with their paperwork. Yes, sir. Yes, Jerry. Bobby Grenier is planning on being the guest speaker, right?
Yes. Yep. That should be our speaker.
Yep. Ready. Let's get into what the other camps throughout the division are gearing up for. The Colonel Samuel St. George Rogers Camp, 1865, is doing their Lee Jackson dinner and celebration of Southern heritage. With their guest speaker is Michael C. Hardy, author, historian, and personal friend of mine. Saturday, January 24th, 2026, social hour, silent auction at 6 p.m. Dinner's at 7 p.m. at the Veteran of Foreign Walls Hall in Ocala, Florida. Tickets are on sale for $65 each. You can purchase them at LeeJacksonDinner.com. Ready. You just talked about that. That's the Soldiers Monument, November 15th at 2 p.m. What time should everybody start getting there?
We're planning on opening the park at 12:30. So anytime after 12:30.
Okay. And we can't forget on Saturday, December 6th, 2025, Donna and Mary McPherson are once again hosting a potluck lunch and cookout at their home in Bartow. Pretty much open to all Florida SCV, OCR, UDC, and mechanized cavalry members, including family, kids, and grandkids. Please pass the word to your members. Meats are going to be steak, burgers, hot dogs. We'll provide along with plates, cups, utensils, condiments, ice, tea, and soft drinks. Just bring your favorite covered dish. We will have a large tent and table set up on the side yard. If you're planning on bringing your kids, please let Donna and Mary McPherson know that we have a pond here. Wait, I skipped a line. A water. They are planning on having a bounce house and a water slide there for the kids. If it's not too cold or other activities set up for, they got a small pond there, and kids can fish there if you want to bring your fishing rods and stuff. Please get a hold of Donna and Mary McPherson and let them know you're coming. Ready. Then we got this reenactment is coming up this weekend in Ocala, the 41st annual Ocklawaha River Raid Civil War reenactment. Guys, don't beat me up. I'm just reading the flyer. Reenactment and Living History Weekend, November 1st and 2nd, 2025, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Held at the Florida Horse Park, 11008 South Highway 475, Ocala, Florida. The only Civil War battle in Marion County. Authentic military camps, civilian encampments, numerous displays and demonstrations. Battle reenactment with infantry, artillery, and cavalry. Entry donation request is $10 per carload. Ready. I think I covered all the events as far as, yeah. Let me double check my spreadsheet because I always write stuff down. Yep. We're good on events. Guys, if you're on my guys and girls, if you're on my Facebook page, I just found a Confederate veteran in East Fort Myers, walking around a cemetery checking on our Confederate veterans. As I was walking around trying to help out Graves Committee member Mark Bass, trying to locate one that was on our spreadsheet out there, came across one, had the birth date of 1840. Last name is Eastwood. Don't know if he's related to Clint Eastwood. I don't know. I didn't dive into that. But he did serve in a Missouri unit. He moved to Florida, had problems getting his pension that he was promised to Florida. There's documents on that. So he reached out to his lieutenant that he served with that was part of the Missouri, Lexington, Missouri UCV camp. And we found this document. This is in the handwriting and letterhead of the Lexington, Missouri camp, UCV number 648, confirming that he was a member of their chapter and that this lieutenant served with this one at various different battles and engagements. So, pretty cool history, right? I mean, that's what we are. We're sons of Confederate veterans. Before us, our organization was called United Confederate Veterans. We're their sons. So we definitely need to keep history alive for future generations. Ready. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate that. 3 new Guardians stuff will be delivered at my door, possible tomorrow. Rick, Jerry Peacock asked, Rick, can
Alright.
we get there early?
I already talked to him.
Oh, okay. Must have been through text.
Yep.
Oh, Mark, like I said, I enjoyed working with you on that Confederate soldier. Like I said, I had Mark Bess on the phone as I'm going through the cemetery and came across this one, told Mark about it, sent him a picture, and we dove into him. A lot of cool history. In his obituary, his daughter even talked about his time in the Confederate Army. He was in an infantry unit out of Missouri. And guys, when I hear about Missouri and Confederates, I'm thinking Caldwell, Jesse James, all them. And I'm glad Mark Best brought this to my attention because I loved it. Learning about an infantry unit out of Missouri. That was a cool find. All righty. I think I covered everything. Rick, you got anything before we wrap up?
No, I think I covered all my stuff.
All right.
Unless you got any questions.
I don't, and hopefully we don't get phone calls later. If you know what we're talking about, you know. Anybody that's in the leadership position in the Florida division knows. Let's put it that way. All right, guys. Billy Gorham, how you been, buddy? All right, before we sign off for the night, does anybody have any questions for me or Mark? Sorry. I had Mark still stuck in my head, Rick. Sorry. Does anybody have any questions for me or Rick? Thank you for that compliment, Mark.
Yes, thank you.
All right, guys. I'm going to try to get Rick on. We're going into holidays. So everybody, all of us are going to be super busy, especially in the month of November. As you can tell by all the different celebrations we got going on, David King's retirement party for the Mechanized Cavalry next weekend up at Great Hammock. We have the Soldiers Monument dedication coming up and various different Christmas parties and camp get-togethers. So, guys, girls, take pictures when you're at these events. Send them in to me. You can message me through Messenger on Facebook. Do a little write-up with it, and it will be featured on the next Look Around Florida. I'm here to promote you guys, not myself. I want to promote you. I'm just the face, figurehead, whatever you want to call me, the mouth of the South. My name is not Jimmy Hart. Anybody that's a wrestling fan would get that note. Yep. So, guys, please send your stuff in. And ladies, you too. I want to see what's going on with your OCR and UDC chapters. And I'm sure Annette would love to hear it too. So, gentlemen, ladies, until next Wednesday, have a good night. May God bless you in your adventures this week. Have a good night and have a safe Halloween.
Good night.